El Salvador, they lose another World Cup qualifying game here, and pretty much what this result is, the bottom of the group, they have 3 points, and with Suriname and Panama tying, was a huge match for El Salvador. They needed to win this. This would pretty much give them, with the last two matches remaining in the qualifiers, hope to qualify for the World Cup. And what they do, the complete opposite. They were terrible. They were 100% the worst team. Um, sure, they had more possession in the first half. I guess you could go either or. In the second half, Honduras or Guatemala, the second they scored, they played more back, and it just ruined El Salvador's chances. Huge thing. I've always hated the starting 11. Always hated how the coach, certain players that he puts in. There's just certain players you need to call him, like I don't want to say, but Brian Osorio. You have to call him up. You have to call in your best players. You have to call in the talented players into the team, and um, key players that you're missing out because they don't want to play for the nation. Because no, it doesn't matter. There's qualifiers. You need to do what it matters for the federation. It matters for the country. It matters for these games coming up. It's the World Cup here in the States. You need your best players. You want to be here. And this match just completely blew it. You have the chance to go top of the group, let alone second place in the group with Panama scoring in the last minute. You need to you go for it. And no, the second half starts, they bag a goal, and from there on, uh, ref calls were iffy. But Salvador, they second half they had what, two chances. Duenas, I feel like with the second he got in, he changed the impact. Um, it's just things small. It's just what the manager is doing. I don't agree with most of the things. Another player that um Rafael Tirada, he changed the impact of the game. It's just certain players should be starting. Um, I feel like even the substitutions when they subbed them out, they took on Perez and they took out Nathan Ordaz. Nathan Ordaz didn't have the best insane match, but I feel like if these players were playing at the same time, a Brian Gill, a Duenas, an Ordaz, a Perez, it would be way better for the national team. But it's just he changed the formation, the manager, well, not the formation but the team. Different players, last Doran Sarin, the captain, wasn't playing this match. He didn't even get in. But you make these changes and they just don't work because you're doing it still wrong. There's just small things there, and then in the second half, like I said, with Paris, he changed it to Havdas, Duenas, just huge impacts to the game, and just for it to not work. Here we're gonna go into the groups here, and it's not over. It pretty much is, without a doubt. You need a lot of um. Let's search up. Here we want to see it too. Um, it's pretty much done. You had this chance to go top of this group. You had it just for it to lose to against Guatemala, who were in the bottom. You Salvador were looking like a team that you lose three straight. Yeah, it is how it is really. Um, it's sad. You have these teams underperforming like Panama. The people expected them to top the group. You have for me, an underrated team like Suriname, and then tying a lot, not winning their games with the games they should be winning, and then you have this, and then you lose three back to back, and your next games is away. They're not playing in at home, and they're gonna be playing against Suriname and Panama. What you hope is it's hard because if one team wins, the other team goes up, and you need these next two games to tie. Um, let's say if Suriname and Panama, when um, they won't be versing against. So let's say Panama and Guatemala, they tied 7 points, 6 points. So they need to win these two games without a doubt. So put them 9 points. They have 9 points. Let's say they win them 9 points. You better hope these rest of these teams tie. You better hope that Guatemala tie with Panama and Suriname. You better hope. Um, let's say Guatemala, let's add them 2 points, and then 2 points, 7, 6, 8, and I don't think because they're not going to go against each other. So that's really what you hope for. You better hope that these next 2 games they tie, and then so they win these 2 games, because if not, the World Cup dream's over, and it is what it is from there for the rest of the season, or for the rest of the qualifications. In these other groups, you have right here second place. You have Honduras and Bermuda. Um, qualifying for the next stages of are these the older ones? I think these are the qualifying actually. But the second, of course, the second place of each group, you have at the moment Panama, Curacao, and Costa Rica. It is what it is. This underperforming. You had an amazing chance to go top just to go out like that, and yeah, it's a shame. It really is.